All right, we're live here. Fat Boy Fadeaway Emergency Pod. Warriors beat the Rockets 95-85, game one in the books. Here we go. Post game reaction. I had to get on after a game like this. They get out to the big lead there, we say, in the third quarter, up to 23 points. Of course, Warriors fashion, they blow it back down to what, 2, 3, 4, all around there. And they push back with Curry, some magical shots. So I want to hear your comments here. Anybody here that checked out the game here on with the Warriors winning 95-85. I mean, a lot of things to start with in this game. Like, do we go the Curry Butler route again? Do we take that one? Do we take the Rockets again, blowing, or the Warriors again blowing leads that they get early in the game? These are both consistent factors that have me worried. But again, against this team, the Rockets, it didn't seem to matter because the Rockets didn't have their veteran guys that could score. Like Van Vliet, Brooks, they're not scoring. Adams, they're not scoring in clutch situations. And the Warriors will have this advantage in this series. If it comes down to crunch time, we should be able to win. Like, we should. The Warriors should be able to win. They should be able to win these games when it comes down to the final few minutes because they have Butler, they have Curry. They either are creating a shot for themselves or they're others. But Curry, magical. I mean, like, some of those shots he hit is like, I'm again not Jordan, but just like in terms of understanding the moment, understanding the impact of those shots, especially after that one. I felt like after the Rockets late in the game, they didn't have a challenge, and then it was 6 seconds left in the shot clock. Curry hits a three, like just right there, like boom, right back up to 7. We got you down. Curious, Warriors fans, where you guys saw this game. What were some of the highlights? What were some of the frustrations of this game? 95-85. Again, the Warriors do pull it out in game one. Here, Draymond, 4 points. Butler, 25. Curry, 31. Pods, 14. Had some big baskets down the stretch. 5 or 13, though. Kind of was a little sloppy at moments. Again, I'm curious, like, where that goes with Warrior fans. Like, where that third score, and when you watch the Rockets, you're like, okay, we can get. I think most Warriors fans are like, this is a series we should be able to get through. This is one, and then we'll see what happens with the Lakers and Warriors. I kind of want to get into that a little bit as well, but I do want to start out with just where we were at in game one here, and to start out the first quarter, and something that will be an interesting factor headed throughout the series is that Sengun matchup versus Draymond. It does feel, Draymond does make things a little bit more personal. We all know that. But Sengun came out good. He finished what he finished with. I mean, I know he finished with a pretty decent 26. I was thinking close to there. 26 points, 9 rebounds, only 1 assist, which I thought was a big part of the game as well. We got Ryan. Oh man, we need to rebound better. That was rough to watch at times. Good W though. And I think that's kind of the big thing is, Ryan, as I'm looking at the first quarter, I mean, the Rockets out rebounded them by 7 just to start out the first quarter alone. I mean, just to start, they out rebound them 52-36 overall. And when the Rockets end up with 22 offensive rebounds to the Warriors 6. Now the Warriors did have a big one at the end, but I mean, that's the thing about this game is, like, you watch it and you're like, the Rockets were sloppy. This is a game that the Warriors should have won by 15 by. We feel pretty comfortably, but they couldn't take advantage offensively, and the Rockets earned their way to a ton of second possessions. Sam Adams, as I like to call him, Mr. Sam Adams there, he ends up with, what do you get with? I knew he had, what do we got here with Steven Adams, as I know, but I like to call him Sam. 12 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. Amon Thompson, 6 offensive rebounds to lead the way for the Rockets. So eventually that will kill us in a game, and it will kill us in a series. And so, they obviously get out rebounded there. Thompson and Green, though, overall were a little tight, though, Ryan. I was 8 points for Thompson, Green 7. I mean, if we're getting that from the Rockets, we're in good shape. I mean, if we are literally, as Warriors fans, if it comes down to Van Vliet, Brooks, and Sengun, we're in good shape. Like, that's a good spot for us to be in a series. So, but I thought that kind of turned out. Butler and Curry obviously had good first halves. Pods finished with 6 points. Sengun 16 in the first half. The one guy that stands out to me on the Rockets, where I'm like, when you watch teams sometimes, what should we call this bracket? We watch guys who out about our team. Eason, can I get him on the Warriors at some point? Can I get his defensive? I mean, that block he had on Butler later in the game was an alley-oop, and he just times it at the right way, gets up basically the top of the box and blocks it. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking Eason on this team. So watching him, he was pretty good as well. That second quarter was an interesting way to end the quarter. Like the Warriors were starting to kind of build their lead, their dominance. They get sloppy as they always do. What Green throws it out of bounds to Curry, even at the end of that third quarter. Curry's not looking. The Rockets, though, even sloppier, 10 turnovers. We moved to the third quarter. And this is where I got to give Pods credit. I'm curious. Tyler, I just see your comment here. With Pods, Moody Payton, Post need to get 30 between the four of them, and they'll be good. If they get that, do you think that's the finals run, though? Like, I mean, that's where I'm at with the Warrior fans. I'm like, okay, like they can beat this Rockets team with this roster, but God, you're right. Those four would have to play magical, but usually it comes down to one at some point because defenses can take away two. So eventually, Tyler, that's still my biggest question. But in this series, I think the Rockets, they don't pose that threat offensively enough for the Warriors to not be punished. And Pods did play well. I mean, what was that one point in the third quarter? They're up 61-41. Then Curry hits that crazy three. Their D's, the Warriors D, I got to give them credit, was phenomenal. The defense was they were on point tonight when they play those certain guys. I mean, they are absolutely on point. And the Rockets play big, and that doesn't only play the other way. Steven Adams hack a shack every time there's a bonus. He's on the court. Yeah, I think nowadays that is the way to go. They played big, which was interesting. Tyler, Sengun and Adams. I think we saw tonight where 85 points in an NBA game. That's not going to get the job done. And the Warriors 95, they had the veteran leadership like most of us thought to be able to pull this out. And again, I'm curious where you guys think, though. Two things with the Warriors in that third quarter. I wrote that as big notes. I got to do like some play-by-play with it and then where they're at notes. So a lot of it was like, okay, the refs, they picked up the whistles, ton of whistles in the third quarter. Inbounds plays for the Warriors. I mean, my goodness, can we inbound the ball from the baseline? Is that possible at times without turning it over? And then Sengun and the Green matchup. That's going to get even more intense over the next few games here. Obviously, there's obviously some bad blood between the two of them. Probably Green likes to create it. Sengun doesn't back down. He's skilled. He does not quite as big as like your Jokic to be able to really punish Green consistently. But Sengun is he's a tough cover. He has got that little free throw jumper that he can make. So I'm curious as this series goes on. That's one of my big highlights is where does that Sengun Green rivalry start to kind of reach? How do Warriors fans see that one? And then obviously we finished terrible in the third quarter. Warriors were awful. Rockets finished 17-3. Warriors were only up 9, 69-60 headed into the third quarter. So not the way you want to end a third quarter, even despite Curry playing unreal in that third quarter. Moved to the fourth a little bit. And there's a couple big plays. That Smith three to make it 75-71, where the Warriors looked like they were ahead by 8 there to kind of make a little push. Jabari Smith is that three. But then Pods and Butler, that combination of effort and energy, they seem to take over enough in the fourth. And speaking of effort and energy, what do Warriors fans think of Santos? I thought he came in and played some good minutes early in the first half. Second half, not as well. But in the first half, I thought he was really good. He did make that one mistake. With the pass that was intercepted by Eason. But other than that, I thought he played really well. He got us some extra possessions, hit that corner three. In the fourth quarter, obviously went 75-71. And you're thinking we're in trouble. Pods does. The biggest play was one of the biggest plays I have noted down is when Pod drives to the middle. He's able to contain that travel foot. Some would say maybe not, but he does contain it. He passes it to Moody, and Moody fades away on the left side for a 2-pointer. He gets the Warriors back up to 6, 79-73 with 5:46 left. I thought that might have been – I just felt like a huge play at that point. And the Rockets gave everything they could. They battled defensively, but their offense, again, just not consistent enough without Sengun creating offense for them at a consistent level. And their wings, as athletic as they are, they're not necessarily creating plays for other guys. Green was awful again. They showed his stats about how he's been getting worse over time. Butler, a big offensive rebound, though, in that third quarter. led to it. And then Sengun led to a layup there. 91-86 Warriors, or 91-80 Warriors go up. That was kind of the finishing touch on the game. Butler ends up with 27 in the game. Curry with 31, 5 of 9 from 3. Pods 3 for 8. So big game overall for the Dubs. Curious where Warrior fans are at with it. And where do we go for game 2 from here? Where do the Warriors go game 2? Houston bounce back. It's Wednesday, so the Warriors get a decent amount of rest headed into that game. What can the Rockets do differently to give the Warriors trouble other than their guys hitting outside threes? That, to me, that's their greatest offensive advantage. The Warriors, on the other hand, they got to face a Rockets offense that's very predictable, and so that's going to continue to be their advantage until the Rockets can add a second guy to Sengun that's going to give them any trouble at all, because Sengun ends up with 26 points in the game. Highest score is 11 with Brooks and Jabari Smith. That's just not going to be enough, especially when Jabari takes 3 shots. 4 for 4 from the free throw line to his credit, but that's not going to be enough. Van Vliet took 19 shots, 4 of 19. So without him or Green, they're just going to have trouble. So that's going to be the worry for the Warriors headed into game 2. Curious with Warrior fans as we kind of get out of here. If we did look ahead and you saw game 1 with the Timberwolves or the Lakers scare you a little bit more, just curious what you guys would think with that as Warriors fans. But the Rockets series obviously not overall. We go to game 3 on Wednesday at the Toyota Center. So we'll see you guys then, probably for the post game with the Warriors Rockets. Again, Warriors win 95-85, secure game 1. Thank you, Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller, for calling the game as always. Are they the best? They're the best duo in NBA right now? Or is there somebody else you prefer other than those two? So let me know in the comments as well. So, all right, guys, have a good night. We'll talk to you guys soon on the game 2 post game.